How many of you question the direction in your life and where it's going? I learned that day that maybe we should say it out loud. Maybe we should write it down. Maybe we should read it out loud to ourselves, because I don't think that we understand how much is inside of us. Hey everyone, welcome to the Christyn show. Y'all, I woke up 5 o'clock this morning thinking about you and how I can empower you. And when I did, I wrote down some stuff and I wanted to share it with you. So I want to know, have you ever struggled with answers to a question about something, or where you're supposed to be going or doing, or even looking for clarity? Have you found your life going in a different direction than what you thought you were going to go? And sometimes for me, I try to explain, but it's very hard to explain where I am and what I'm doing. So learning to walk in something that seems so bizarre to me is weird. So I just want to tell you a quick story, and I'm going to read it to you real quick. But recently I took my son to a party, and usually I try to sit alone and not talk. But once I start talking, I'm talking. This particular time, this parent asked me, "What do you do?" This is always hard for me to answer this question. So I explained to her who I was and what I did, which is always hard for me because I still struggle with what I'm doing, and it's always hard to explain right now where I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing a podcast. I love doing decor. I like crafts. We talked about that. And I used to be a teacher, and I love that. And I learned that there are different seasons in people's lives. And I felt like this is my season to encourage others and be encouraged. So this particular time, I felt like I walked away validated by this lady, and she wasn't even there trying to do that, but she walked away inspired, like I said, and I walked away inspired, right? So as I explained who I was and telling her about me, I felt more confident and more empowered and more inspired. How many of you question the direction in your life and where it's going? I learned that day that maybe we should say it out loud. Maybe we should write it down. Maybe we should read it out loud to ourselves, because I don't think that we understand how much is inside of us. I don't think that we understand that we have gifts that can help so many people and basically help you too, but it's so many yeses that can be answered. So I get the opportunity to do something that I love, and often I try to run away from it because I don't always feel qualified. How many times have you not felt qualified for something that you're supposed to do, or is not normal to do? So I realized that normal for you is not going to be my normal. And I think that's what we got to know, that every direction everybody else is going through, everything that everybody else is doing is not going to be the direction you go. It's not going to be the way that you raise your kids. It's not going to be the way that you do your family or your marriage. That we're all going to do something different. Our normals are different, right? So we have to walk in our own uniqueness with our heads held high, and know that we're doing the right things. And when you feel like it's not so right, or you need some advice, I always say we don't do life alone. So make sure you find someone to ask somebody, like, what do I do? So today, let me encourage you that even though we don't walk at the same beat of the drum of someone else, that it's time for us to have a new drummer out there with different sounds, like they say. Like they say that, we don't always walk to the same beat. But maybe we need a new beat. Maybe your beat is something new that we need that's going to help push us forward, or help a mom, or help your marriage, or help someone else's marriage. I always say, like I said earlier, that you are someone's yes, and you have to do what you're called to do, because it's going to be somebody that you have to help once you help you. And it's going to be people around you that's waiting for you to walk in your greatness, because they need to see your example. So keep walking in what you're called to do. Don't talk yourself out of it. If you need money, ask. If you need a push, call someone for that push. That friend, that parent, that sibling, anybody around you that knows who you are, that's going to push that greatness in you. Call someone. If you don't have the information, what I do usually is just, I research it. Okay, what's this information to make this better? How do I be better at this? We have so much great technology and opportunities around us. When we have questions, we can ask. So ladies, don't stop. It's in you. Push. Sometimes pushing is going to be the thing that encourages you and encourages yourself to go through it. Encourage you past your self-doubt. And if and when you ask who you are, when someone asks who you are, you're going to know and be able to walk in it, because you've already said it out loud. You've already walked through it. You already seen it. Like I start saying, I want to see where I want to be before I get there. I want to know what's next before I get there. Because to me, that eases my mind of what I'm supposed to do and what I'm reaching for. Because sometimes when you're just sitting in the moment and don't understand what you're reaching for, you get stuck. And I want to make sure that we're not getting stuck, but that we're pushing ourselves and encouraging ourselves and putting ourselves in great opportunities to be our great selves. So make sure that you're encouraging the people around you. And when you don't know what's next, ask questions. You got to ask questions. So when you get a chance, ladies, in the comments, tell me something that you pushed past. Tell me something how you overcame your self-doubt. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Because I always say, let's do this together. Maybe it's something that I might need to hear, or maybe it's something that somebody else in the comments needs to hear of how they should be better and how they can encourage themselves. I don't have the only answer. I have just parts of answers to a lot of questions. And there's so much more to this thing called life. And I want to make sure that we're not stuck, that we're just, we got so much greatness living in us that we got to take that opportunity that we dig deep, grab it and pull it out. We have so much greatness in us that we make sure that we dig deep in there and grab it out. Because you're better, like I'm always going to say, than you know that you are. And I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Hey, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you got anything from it, please share it with someone you think it will bless. And make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to the Christyn Show right here on YouTube. You can download the audio-only version by subscribing to the show on most major podcast platforms. Also, make sure you check out our links in the comments below for more ways to engage with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Christyn Show.